This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO 92.3 FM. Visit them online at movingindiana.com. This hour will bring you the latest news and home trends in Fort Wayne and all of Indiana. Now, here's Tony and Sam.
Good morning. You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO 92.3 FM. I'm Tony Didier from Coldwell Banker Roth, Wehrly, where I'm the Vice President of Marketing, and I help our realtors have the tools and technology available to them to help sell your home quickly and make it an easy transaction when you're buying a home. And alongside me this morning is Sam Hartman.
Good morning. This is Sam Hartman, Director of Career Development with Coldwell Banker Roth, Wehrly. As the housing market in the northern Indiana area continues to improve, more and more people are looking for careers in real estate, and that's kind of how I assist the company in bringing in new agents to the company, making sure they have access to the tools and the onboarding process that they need to do the best job possible for all of our clients out there. So if a real estate career is something that's interested you or something you've been curious in as you've been listening to our show throughout the weeks, make sure to contact me at sam@movingindiana.com.
That's Sam with an S. Sam joins me every week alongside me on the show, the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show, where we talk about real estate trends, topics, market statistics. And today we have a great show for you. As always, we interview some professionals in the real estate industry. Today we're going to interview Kevin Hunter from Windows, Doors & More and Nathan Gaier from Hallmark Home Mortgage with some valuable information on changes in the lending industry. We're also going to talk about the Parade of Homes. Today's the last day to check out the Parade of Homes. And it's also Sunday, so we have some open houses, Coldwell Banker Roth, Wehrly. So we'll list some of those that you may want to check out this afternoon. Coldwell Banker Roth, Wehrly is the #1 real estate company in northern Indiana. We have 10 offices. We have over 300 agents. We just expanded to a new, larger office in Warsaw, which is exciting. We go all the way up to South Bend and Elkhart and Angola, even southern Michigan, as well as anywhere in Allen County here in northeast Indiana. So if you're thinking of buying or selling, it's best to use a professional. We do it all the time. Statistically, you only buy or sell a home every 7 years, and our realtors do it every day.
That's right, Tony. Statistically speaking, Coldwell Banker sells a home every 26 minutes.
That's true. During the weekday, 26 minutes. You can count on it. We got a closing at one of our offices, and we're getting a new happy family into a new home. Today, we want to talk about getting into a new home, and some of you may be making that decision soon. Am I going to buy a home? Am I going to rent? And there are a lot of factors that go into making that decision, as it is a very important decision. Buyers are sometimes stunned at the number of potentially life-changing decisions and choices they are required to make over the course of a house hunt. This neighborhood or that one, condo or single-family home, fixer-upper or move-in ready, it's a big decision. Is that the right house? How much to offer? What are the terms? When to make an offer, and whether to have contingencies or not on that offer. And that's just a short list, but the biggest one I think is are you going to buy or are you going to rent?
Those are all a lot of factors that people are thinking about when they decide, we're going to get into the market for home buying. But even before that, there's an even bigger decision that people make, and that's, like you said, the difference between buying and renting. And a lot of times, you can use a Coldwell Banker agent for your home buying and your home selling needs, but consult one even in that process. We're a resource that are here for people in the housing market, whether that's renting or buying. So, contact professionals to really help you with that process and make an educated decision on it, because there are a lot of differences in buying and renting. It can fit into your budget much differently, and a lot of different things go into that decision and making it valuable for you. How long do you plan on staying in the same place? Do you have job security? Those types of things that are going to be big factors in that decision.
Yeah, we also have a large home rental department. We manage over 100 properties in the area. So, Sam, when you're making that decision of whether to buy or rent, what are some of the factors involved in that decision that are important to think about?
Yeah, well, I just mentioned a couple of them. One of the most important ones is how long do you intend on staying in the home? Renting is obviously, a nice benefit when you don't have that security, or you might be jumping from place to place, because buying a home for a year isn't necessarily going to benefit you on the financial side, because there's extra costs with that. You are going to be in an area for say 5 years, even anything over 5 years, especially, I would think. It's definitely going to be worth your while to make the investment into home ownership and to jump into that market. Your income tax bracket is going to have an effect on that. The amount of money that you can put down on a home to help lower that overall mortgage payment that you have, the interest rate at the time that you would be securing a mortgage as well. the closing costs, the property taxes of the homes that you're looking at. You also got to think about rental insurance versus homeowners insurance and how that plays into things, and even utility costs too. That's going to be an additional. It's a variable expense from month to month, but it's something that you're going to have whether you're renting or buying, and how do they compare to each other? They can differ there too.
Yeah, and you can ask some friends of yours or family that have homes of similar size that you're going to find out what the utilities are. It will be a little higher than an apartment because of the more square footage that you're heating and cooling and all that. I think the most important one is how long do you intend to stay in the area. If you're secure in your job and you really like the city you're in, and so does your significant other, stick around for a while and get that house, because it could even be likely to be a lower payment than renting for sure. So definitely something to look into, and like you said, with the down payment too, if you have enough for a down payment, it's a good decision. How much of a down payment do you need? Generally, for an FHA loan, it's 3.5%. So if you're thinking of buying a $100,000 house, $3,500 would be an appropriate down payment. But we're going to have Nathan Gaier on later from Hallmark Home Mortgage to talk a little bit about FHA and USDA loans and how things are changing in the government loan process. But generally, the rule of thumb for a conventional loan is 5%. So if you're buying a $100,000 house, it'd be $5,000. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you have good credit, there's still programs available where you can do a 3% down conventional loan, which is probably your best bet if you have the credit score to qualify. So if you haven't talked to a lender and you're thinking about buying a home, there's no obligation. It's free. Get details on what your down payment would be and what your monthly payment estimate would be, because they can give you a pretty close guess of what you'd be paying plus the utilities as well. So definitely talk to a lender. But there's a lot of myths out there about buying homes and how the market is right now. Sam, what are some of those myths?
Well, the first myth that comes to mind is that the housing market rebounds and the home prices continue to rise, mortgage rates are on the uptick, that it's becoming more expensive to buy than to rent. And that's the first myth, which is a myth because it's not true.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yeah, that's what that means. It's actually still much cheaper, even in the top 100 metropolitan areas in the United States. It's still much more affordable and much cheaper to buy as opposed to rent.
And I think it's good to mention that Fort Wayne is the 74th largest metropolitan area. So we fall in that top 100 where it's better to buy than to rent. Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber is actually the 74th largest real estate company in the nation, which is a funny little coincidence.
How about that?
Yeah, so we're in the top 1% of real estate companies nationwide, but mortgage rates are still at record lows. I mean, they've gone up a little bit since the spring, yes, but they're still under 5, and you hear horror stories about your parents having 10 or higher interest rates, in the early 80s and such. So still good to jump on those rates while they're low. The longer you wait, the more sorry you're going to be when they do go up in the future. Another myth is the mortgage interest deduction is the only reason home ownership is more affordable than renting. I actually forget about that every year, that I can even write that stuff off. I remember in the spring, and I'm happy about it. Really, it's still cheaper. I mean, if you look at what you're getting, too, with the garage and the square footage and the backyard and not having neighbors on the other side of your wall, and even if you're renting a home, the people who own that home are paying the mortgage still, and you're paying them more than that, so that it's a good investment. If you're going to be in that home for 5 or more years, homes are a great investment. If you look at the home prices over time, over long periods of time, they're always rising, and it's all about timing. And you don't want to buy a home and have to sell in a year. If you can see at least that you're going to be in the area for 5 years, even 3 is probably the cutoff to where you're going to be doing okay when you close and not going to have to bring money to the table for all the costs of moving.
Yeah, with those mortgage interest deductions, if you itemize, you really get to take advantage of those. And on average, with those top 100 metropolitan areas, when you itemize using that deduction, home ownership is actually 35% cheaper than renting. But if you don't itemize your taxes, you don't get to utilize that deduction. You're still looking in those markets on average at 22% affordability rate over renting as well. So it's still definitely a benefit. There's still a lot of cost savings there. And not only are we talking about maybe your monthly payment being more affordable, but this is an investment as well. The money that you're putting into this house, you're going to get back on the back end, or that is the goal, assuming we're coming out of a housing crash. I can't imagine having that happen again anytime soon, but that is the goal, that as the housing market continues to go up, that your home increases in value. The longer you have it, the more equity is a term we use all the time in the industry about, and that's why it's important to be in a home at least for 5 years, so that you build some of that equity so that when you're ready to sell and ready to move on to whether it's bigger or a new city, you have the equity in there that when you list it and you get someone, even if they're buying it at the exact same price that you bought it at, you're still getting money back on the back end of that. So
yeah, and if you rent, you're not getting that money back. I mean, if you rent something for $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 that you're not going to have anymore. Think about it. If you sell your house for less than, if you have to pay $10,000 after 3 years, imagine how much you're still ahead from all that rent money over that period of time. Mm-hmm. $36,000 in rent just down the drain.
Yep.
So you got to think about that too, and probably the biggest factor in whether to rent versus buy and where the tipping point is to make renting a home cheaper is the interest rates. And they're still low, and that's why you want to buy now, because if interest rates go up a point, you're going to be paying $100 to $200 more per month on the same house you can get now. So if you waited from the spring until now, you're probably kicking yourself, and if you wait longer, you never know what's going to happen with the rates. So yeah, we're obviously advocates for buying a home, but of course, like we said, if it's the right decision for you, if you know you're going to be around for a while, do it. If there's a chance you could be transferred, or you don't want to be in the area in northern Indiana for a while, it's probably not a good decision to buy a home. But either way, we'd like to help you out at Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber. You can visit us at movingindiana.com, our newly redesigned and awesome website where you can search any home for sale on the fastest map search around, and it shows all the homes on the map at one time. It's really cool. So check it out, movingindiana.com. If you're on your smartphone, we also have a free app in the Droid Google Play Store that's now live. We're going to be in the Apple Store next week. But we also have our mobile website, so movingindiana.com on your smartphone. Search all the homes for sale. You can also see the open houses today. We're going to talk a little bit about those later on at the end of the show. But coming up next, we got Kevin Hunter from Windows, Doors, and More, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Parade of Homes. Today's your last day to go, so stick around and listen to details about that on the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO 92.3 FM.
You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show with Tony and Sam. Visit them online at movingindiana.com. You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show with Tony and Sam on News Talk 1190 WOWO 92.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, now 92.3 FM. I'm Tony Didier with Sam Hartman from Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber, the #1 real estate company in northern Indiana. And we've been family owned and operated since 1971. We got a lot of agents that are full-time with a lot of experience and the cutting edge technology that can help sell your home faster than others. And we take great listing photos, really sell the story of that house, the lifestyle of living in it. So if you're looking to buy or sell, we'd love to help you at Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber. Just visit us at movingindiana.com. And on the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show, we like to talk about real estate trends and the market, and also bring in professionals who can give us insight on different areas of real estate. And today we have joining us on the phone Kevin Hunter of Windows, Doors, and More. Simple checks of your windows can save you a lot of grief. So Kevin Hunter, president of Windows, Doors, and More, is joining us to talk about that. Good morning, Kevin.
It's good to be with you this morning.
Now, Kevin, in the past, we've talked about the doors, we've talked about the Moors. Let's talk about the windows. It's important to look at the status of your windows, but not every window wears at the same time or even in the same place. So if you're a homeowner, what should you be looking for?
Well, that is such a good point. We're seeing a lot of wood windows that might even be as 5 years old up to 25 years of age, where there might be one particular window in the home that gets more weathering than the other windows do, and there might be some wood rot there. And the way that you can check for wood rot on your wood windows, especially the casement windows, the ones that crank open, is to crank the window open and look underneath. I know it might sound funny. Why do you have to look underneath? Well, water wicks upward, around wood, and if there's not a complete clad system underneath the wood window, what's happening is the water is being absorbed through the sash itself. And the only way you can really identify that is by cranking open the window and looking underneath. And if you do see something, there's some wood rot or maybe some dark areas, there is some repair that can be done. Now, not fully. If it's rot all the way through, you're done. At that point, you have to replace the window. There are some remedies to some of that.
What are the indications that you need to replace your windows?
Well, if you're starting to, feel drafts, obviously we're into that time of season where we're starting to see some cool nights, and And if you start feeling drafts, obviously, that's a giveaway. Secondly, if you're walking around your home and you're looking at your windows, and I would look at all of them, do a visual inspection. If you start to see something maybe pulling away down at the bottom of the window, usually it's at the bottom of the sash itself, is the indicator. Do you see any gapping there? Do you see any of the cladding that might be leaning out or not laying completely flat? That's a real indicator that you might have a problem. Again, you want to open the window, look at it. Might mean somebody on the inside of the house, opening up the window, allowing, for inspection. The other thing is if you're cranking your windows shut and you can't get them to close properly, that's another indicator that there's a problem, potential problem, if the window isn't closing readily and locking easily, where you have to get somebody on the outside pushing while somebody's on the inside cranking. That's another indicator that there might be a potential problem and they need to be inspected.
Are windows like tires? Do you have to replace them all at the same time?
And, I've never heard that analogy, but that's a good one. They do tell you when you change tires, definitely change, a pair, or all four. Not in our business. That's not true. You don't have to replace every window in the home. You can go after those ones that are the ones that need to be replaced, or if you wanted to take a side at a time for cosmetic appearance, you could certainly start with the front of the home, or where we suggest a lot of the times is start where you spend most of your time and where you want to save on your heating and cooling bills, and that's when you're in your bedroom sleeping. That could be the most reasonable space, because that's where you can turn your heat back or turn your air back and be able to still stay comfortable while you're sleeping.
Now, Kevin, you have a great showroom. How can someone check out the different window setups that you can do?
Absolutely. Stop in at our West Washington Center Road location. 1121 is the address. We're right next to the Don Hall's guest house. Come on in. We have 5 homes set up inside of our neighborhood showcase. And, again, we have every type of window that's available in the market today as far as style is concerned on display. So you can see the difference between a casement window, a double-hung window, a sliding window, and a picture window, and shaped windows and all of that. We have that readily to view, and it's a very nice space that you can flow through easily. And again, come on out, take a peek, and again, we'd love to help you if there's any questions you might have, and help you answer your questions regarding your window replacement needs. Definitely call into 422-7077. And the other way is getting a hold of us is just to go to wdmfactorystore.com, and that's another great way of checking us out on the web as well.
That's Kevin Hunter, president of Windows, Doors, and More. Have a great rest of the weekend, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so if you need windows replaced, I think you know where to go. That showroom is awesome, so definitely go check out Kevin Hunter and Windows, Doors, and More over there. But we got some houses that probably don't need windows replaced that you can look at, right, Sam?
That's right, the Parade of Homes, Tony.
Parade of Homes went on all week. You can still go today, I believe, until 6 o'clock, so there's still time. It's over in Landon Park, off of Landon Road, kind of that road that connects northeast Fort Wayne to New Haven. And it's a subdivision with a lot of newer homes. And the Parade of Homes was just a lot of fun. I went through it the other day, and great crowd, man. I went on Wednesday at like 7 o'clock. And every home was just packed with people walking through. But it was a lot of fun and so many cool ideas, and got to see a lot of great homes.
Yeah, get out there, even if you are not in the market to buy, even if you're a current homeowner. It might give you some great decor ideas, some flow ideas for your own personal home. So, Tony, what types of houses, what types of builders were you out there looking at on Wednesday, and what can people look forward to seeing? I think the first one was Westport Homes that was out there. Yeah,
Westport's a good builder, especially if you're looking for affordable square footage. They're also really good at having great master suites, large rooms, large closets. And this home was definitely not an exception. They had basically a double master closet. We like to call that a hers and hers closet in the business. So it's like closet, then bathroom in the middle, another closet. Great setup. So definitely check out Westport if you're looking for that suite to call your own. That was the first home, and there were 7 of them. They also had some great decor. They had one of those patio fire pits that are like gas powered, so it's just a really good constant flame. I'm thinking about getting one of those just because of that house. That was pretty cool.
I do love a good backyard fire, especially this time of year. So the next one was the Slattery home. What'd you think of that one?
I really like Slattery. They have a lot of character, especially on the exterior as well. Just great curb appeal. They have a good cottage-style home or craftsman style. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out Slattery Builders. Some of the things I liked was the open concept. You know, the island overlooking the great room. I'm a big fan of that. Their backsplash was really cool. It looked like miniature subway tiles, but it was like stone. Good neutral color. It was very awesome. And then they had a study or office that had kind of like the barn sliding doors, which is a hip thing on Pinterest, you know. So the Slattery home was really cool. The layout's called the Somerset. They're very reasonably priced too for as much as you get, and their stairways are always really cool. They had a nice, stairway that turned up and had like windows to the outside, so really grand staircases and a great foyer. So Slattery Builders was very cool.
That's right. You heard it here. Follow Tony on Pinterest.
I'm not on Pinterest, but Coldwell, Roth, Wehrly, Graber is at Moving Indiana.
There you go. Even better. And how about Lancia Homes? That's one I've heard around Fort Wayne a lot.
Yeah, Coldwell, Roth, Wehrly, Graber has a great relationship with Lancia Homes. They build a nice, affordable home that's really quality. They're great at building energy-efficient homes, and they did a great job on their parade home. The exterior was very dramatic. It's a lot of dark colors, so I really liked it. It was kind of masculine looking, of course. And the kitchen was cool because it had a peninsula and an island, so just tons of counter space. And all of the bedrooms were on the second floor, which is great if you have a young family or are going to have kids soon. That way, the nursery's right there. Sometimes that master on the main is great in theory, and you get some cool layouts because it's easier to have vaulted ceilings because you don't need as much square footage on the second floor. You'll be running up and down stairs if you have kids in the middle of the night and you got that baby monitor. So Lancia Homes, highly recommend them if you want, energy efficient quality home and something you can make your own.
And I noticed the Lancia home is called Autumn Whisper. Quite a beautiful name for a home.
It is, definitely.
Next down the list was the Heller Homes.
It's funny. I looked at the floor plan of this one before I went in, and I was like, two-way fireplace. I'm just personally not a huge fan of them, but they made it look awesome. Like, it looks like a one-way fireplace on each side with the stone and the hearth, and it was very cool. And then their layout was awesome. It had the hearth room on the other side of the fireplace and the great room, and their kitchen was awesome. They had these pendant lights. I don't know where they got them, but they were really cool. They, shined on the ceiling and made, a cool design on the ceiling. It was very dramatic. The kitchen was beautiful. And that's a ranch home. So if you're looking for a ranch, that's a great one to check out. And Heller Homes is another good, affordable builder that builds a nice house. So I was really impressed with the Heller home as well.
Very nice, very nice. And then how about Timberland Homes?
Timberland Homes, honestly, was probably my favorite. It really impressed me. The layout and the decor were awesome. It's all personal taste. I don't even think they won the decor competition. Or interior design, but just for my personal taste, I really liked it. It was nice, symmetrical, kitchen overlooking the great room with the fireplace right there, with an awesome natural wood mantle. And actually, this home is sold, and the backsplash was chalk paint that they had chalked in, brick-looking, backsplash, because the owners picked out the backsplash, but it did not arrive in time for the Parade of Homes. But it actually looked kind of cool with the chalk paint. So
that was a great place to put a grocery list or something.
Yeah, that was exactly. That was pretty creative. And then they had the pendant lights were kind of industrial type. They were really cool. And my favorite part of the house, I think, was the covered patio. It was kind of an angle coming off the great room. It felt like a gazebo, but it was attached to the house, so that was pretty cool. And it was a big house. There were 4 bedrooms upstairs and unfinished basement on this one. So it was a little pricier because it had, all that extra square footage in the basement with the 9-foot ceilings. But the Timberland home, very tall, stately-looking house from the outside, but very smart layout on the inside. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love the roof lines on that one too.
Yeah, definitely.
And next up was the Harbor Homes.
Yeah, from Hickory Creek Homes. This one had really, really good curb appeal, and it actually had kind of a loft basement. It didn't have a basement, but the loft was just like a big rec room, and it actually had like a step up to another level. It was really awesome. I hear they do that a lot in Texas because it's so dry. They have like foundation issues with basements, so a lot of people have like upstairs basements, and that's what this kind of felt like. It had a loft, the pool table, and game room, so that was really cool. Plus, they won Best Kitchen. Kitchen was awesome. It had nice granite countertops, a lot of cabinet space. It had kind of like some built-in pantry with a lot of shelves. Very smart use of space. And the fireplace was really cool. It was very masculine. It had like a stone look, but the wood around it was painted black. So I wouldn't think to do that on my own, but it was a really, really good look.
Very nice. And finishing off the parade of homes, the final builder was Delagrange Homes.
Yeah, and I loved the curb appeal of the Delagrange home. It had a little covered porch on the front, very classic, traditional-looking house, but you can still tell it's brand new, modern. And probably the best part of the Delagrange home was it was a really efficient layout, so you get more house for the money, if it's set up right. It doesn't even have to have the most square footage if the layout really works for you. And this one also had an upstairs, just kind of loft area. That was really just a loft, no other bedrooms or anything. So it's basically just a ranch with a loft. But this was more of like an office, not a ton of room for like a rec room, but just like a nice little getaway upstairs office, which might be good for like a home business or something. And this home is actually sold too. It's got a kitchen overlooking the great room as well. That was kind of a theme. Plus you get, good use of the square footage there if it's all one room. So, and Delagrange builds a quality home for sure. Anything from affordable to, some custom jobs that are really nice. So overall, just a lot of great homes, and I would definitely go out there today. It's $10 entry, but you get some great ideas for your house, and it's actually just a lot of fun. It's just one cul-de-sac. You walk in one home, out the other, and I think Glenbrook Dodge had some Dodges in all the driveways you could check out if you're looking for cars as well. So Parade of Homes, definitely check that out. And if you're looking to build, Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber agents can help you with that as well. It's actually smart to get a realtor to know that you're not going to outbuild a neighborhood. If you're going to build a house, sometimes, pretty much every time, you start throwing in all these extras and the price goes up and up because you want to add all these things. But depending on the neighborhood, you don't want to be in a neighborhood where the average home price is $150 and you build a $275,000 home, because when you go to sell, everyone's going to say, all these other homes in this neighborhood are $150, so this one can't be worth, obviously it's nicer, but it can't be worth more than $200, when you paid $275 for it. Mm-hmm. So get a realtor and find out what homes sell for in that neighborhood, and try to, keep that build job in line with what's going on in that neighborhood, so that you're not stuck in it and you can sell it for a decent price later on. And we can help you with that at Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber. And if you go to movingindiana.com and you go to our buyers page and you can look at our home construction page, we have some tips that you can read if you're thinking about building that'll help avoid that issue. Movingindiana.com, you can also see existing homes for sale there, set your own criteria, and save your search so you can find that search later. So I highly recommend movingindiana.com if you're looking for homes, which 90% of home buyers start your search online. So if you're thinking about buying, I know you've been looking. So give movingindiana.com a shot. It's really fast, and really efficient. I know your time is important. And so is ours. So we're going to go to commercial. It's the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, now 92.3 FM. And we'll be back with an interview from Nathan Gaier from Hallmark Home Mortgage.
You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM. This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM.
This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM. Tony Didier with Sam Hartman here from Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber, the #1 real estate company in northern Indiana. Check out our website, movingindiana.com, to see any home for sale. Also information on buying and selling a home, and you can contact us from that site. We're also on Twitter and Facebook at Moving Indiana. And you can just contact us if you have any question about real estate. We'd love to help you. You can just email us at sales@movingindiana.com. And on the show, we like to bring in professionals in the real estate industry. And, it's mortgage is one of the most important things about your house. How are you going to pay for it? What's your payment going to be? And we have a great relationship with Hallmark Home Mortgage, and they have some valuable information for us right now. This week, the United States government shut down, and it had some real effects to both government and non-government workers. So how does that affect government loans? Joining us now is Nathan Gaier, mortgage loan originator for Hallmark Home Mortgage. Good morning, Nathan.
Glad to be here.
How does a government shutdown affect business and personal mortgage loans?
Yeah, it's going to vary a little bit from lender to lender, but basically, I'm going to assume that the shutdown probably isn't just going to be 1 or 2 days, but it probably won't be forever either. So it'll be somewhere in between. And there's a couple things that we've identified that will directly affect it. As far as VA and conventional financing options, they're probably going to be the least impacted. And really, the only thing that we can see that could slow those down would be all mortgage types now require tax transcripts to be in a file prior to a closing. And, of course, anything coming from the IRS, being a government agency, is going to be slowed down due to this. So, but otherwise, I think that if you get into an FHA or a USDA product, those are the ones you're going to see potentially more delays.
Is there anything you can't do during a government shutdown, or does it make things harder to do?
They've set it up so that most of the computer programs that we need behind the scenes, those are still functional and available to us. But what they have said is certain things like USDA loans have to go through USDA employees to officially be approved. So any files that have already made it through that approval process should be fine, again, depending on the lender. But we definitely have lenders that will still allow us to close it as long as it's made it through that USDA approval. But if it has not been officially approved by USDA yet, that's one where you're definitely going to have a delay because you're just waiting until they're actually able to get to it. And if they're not working, that could be a little bit.
Sure. If there was a long-term shutdown, would that change the way loans are processed?
Yeah, I don't see anything changing because pretty much we're going to be able to, anything that's officially made it through certain stages, we'll still be able to close. But things that need to go through federal employees, those are the things that if those processes can't be completed, the loan just won't be able to close until that does happen. So obviously any backlog that occurs between now and then is just going to take that much longer to clear out.
How did the impact of the government shutdown from the 90s affect the housing market?
I'm sure it had more of an effect than now because a lot of the things that we do now are automated enough that as long as they don't shut those computer programs off, which they haven't, we can still do a lot of those things behind the scenes. But anything that was manual labor back then that isn't now, I'm sure would have taken a lot longer, had more of an impact because everything wasn't as automated back then.
And if someone had questions, how can they reach you at Hallmark Home Mortgage?
Yeah, I can actually reach myself or my father, either of us, the Gaier team, at 469-0917.
And the web, too?
Yep, it's www.hallmarkhomemortgage.com.
Great. That's Nathan Gaier, mortgage loan originator for Hallmark Home Mortgage. Thanks for joining us today, Nathan.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Some valuable information there, some things that are definitely affecting some people buying homes right now. So if you need more information on that, highly recommend you contact Nathan. They do a great job over there at Hallmark Home Mortgage. Every time I work with them, they just make the process easy and enjoyable as it should be. It's an exciting time in people's lives when they buy and sell a house for sure.
Absolutely, and yeah, there's been a lot of news stories in the news, so having the information in hand and doing everything you can to make sure you're well informed and equipped to make those decisions is important.
Definitely, and since the home buying and selling transaction is so exciting, it's a lot of fun to help people do it as well.
That's right. Real estate is a very fun industry. I'm just going to make a quick plug about Coldwell Banker and all the things that we offer in a real estate career. We talked a little bit with Nathan there about how government affects the loan industry and how things change things there, but they're also affecting some of the things with our licensing with real estate. So within the next year, it's actually a great time if you are interested in getting into real estate. It's a great time to get in now. There's going to be quite a bit after June of next year. There's going to be quite a bit more regulation and schooling required to get into the industry. So within the year, if it's something that you're interested in, getting your license and practicing a real estate career, it's definitely a good time to do that. Real estate's a fun career. It's flexible. It's definitely challenging, but all of our agents really enjoy what they do, getting to help people and getting to work, out and about. It really is a rewarding work when you're helping people find that right home. It's definitely an exciting career. Now is the time to get into it before June of next year if it's something that you're interested in. And, if you're going to be practicing real estate, why not practice with the best company in northern Indiana, the 74th ranked real estate company in the nation. On average, Coldwell Banker homes are on the market for 33% less days than our competition in our northern Indiana market. So that just kind of goes to show the value that you get from working with a Coldwell Banker agent and being an agent with Coldwell Banker, Roth, Wehrly, Graber.
Yeah, the tools just make your job easier so you can focus on the main part of your job, which is being with those clients, showing them homes, listing homes, and you don't have to worry about all the details. We take care of that, and for really no extra charge. We don't really nickel and dime you. So great rewarding career for flexible hours, and you get paid as much as you work for, so it's very rewarding. This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM. Tony, Didier, and Sam Hartman from Coldwell Banker, Roth, Wehrly, Graber. We will be back after the break to talk about today's open houses. It's Sunday. That means football and open houses, and you can do both. And also last day for the Parade of Homes. So check that out for sure. And October 12th and 13th, there's also a Builders Expo at the Coliseum if you want to check that out as well. Lots of opportunities to get ideas for homes and decor for your own home if you already own one. So stick around, though, for the open houses if you're looking into new ones, and we'll preview those after the break on the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM.
This is the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM. Visit them online at movingindiana.com. You're listening to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show with Tony and Sam on News Talk 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Moving Indiana Real Estate Show on News Talk 1190 WOWO, 92.3 FM. Tony Didier and Sam Hartman here from Coldwell Banker, Roth, Wehrly, Graber. We join you every Sunday from 10 to 11 on 1190 WOWO with real estate trends, tips, new technology. And today it's Sunday and there's open houses, and we're going to preview some of those open houses. Sam, why don't you start off with the first one?
First open house we have today is a beautiful lake property in Columbia City at 2275 East Esterline Road. This open house is open today from 1 to 3 and hosted by Wayne Krieger. You might recognize him from the Fort Wayne newspaper story about him coaching girls basketball around the Fort Wayne area. So
Canterbury High School.
Yeah, get out there,
Go Cavaliers.
Get his autograph today from him. But this lakefront property has 4 bedrooms, 4 baths on Shriner Lake in Columbia City. It's got over 4,000 square feet of living space and 2 decks overlooking the lake. So great.
2 decks?
2 decks.
Wow.
These people love their decks, and now they're selling. So these decks are available for you. But get out there. This lake is a ski lake from 1 to 4. So if that's definitely something that you're looking for, it's a really beautiful property, great lake view, and it's listed for $389,900. So get out there and see Wayne today from 1 to 3.
Excellent price for a lake home.
Absolutely.
And, a short drive from Columbia City in southwest Fort Wayne, we have 2319 Surrey Way. That's $279,900, and it's open from 1 to 3, and it's hosted by Troy Bohr, a new agent with us, doing a fine job. And this house has great curb appeal. I love the front porch, and it's on a quiet cul-de-sac with a fenced large backyard, which is going to be great for your family. And it's located in Veracruz, which is a beautiful subdivision connected to Bridgestone, also connected to Jonathan's Landing. And there's a lot of beautiful homes over there. And the kitchen plan is perfect for the chef of the family with hickory cabinets. And the family room has lots of windows, high ceilings, and a corner fireplace. And don't forget that the lower level has plenty of space for entertaining and storage. And this is all for $279,900. So definitely check that out in Veracruz at 2319 Surrey Way, open 1 to 3, hosted by Troy Bohr.
Next open house, hosted by Nathan Smith from 1 to 3 today, is at 8350 West 250 North in Larwell, Indiana. It's a beautiful 3-bedroom, 3-bath ranch on 3,700 square feet. Great curb appeal, nice big lot, beautiful driveway entryway there. It's listed for $244,900, and that open house is from 1 to 3 today. So beautiful house in Larwell, Indiana. Get out and see Nathan Smith from 1 to 3.
Next, we have a home in Leo, Indiana, 9506 Bear Creek Court for $225,000, and it's listed by Ken Sturry, and it's open from 2 to 4 today. And this home at 9506 Bear Creek Court is a bear of a home. It's got space to grow for the whole family, 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 2 half baths, attached 3-car garage, and it's got 2,300 square feet up, and in the lower level, it also has 1,300 square feet. So this home has a lot of space for a great price, and don't forget about the Leo schools. Can't beat that. Kitchen's got an island. It's on a cul-de-sac lot, and it's got an excellent open floor plan with an elegant foyer entry and a huge great room and a gas log fireplace. So this sounds like a great home. 9506 Bear Creek Court in Leo for $225,000, open from 2 to 4.
And Ken's a busy fellow with us at Coldwell Banker.
Sure
He's got another open house at 10606 Hickory Tree Road in Fort Wayne. This listing is listed for $224,900. It's got 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, over 3,400 square feet, and an attached 2-car garage. This home has a beautiful, fresh look, and the reason for that is because they painted it.
I don't know if they did. I'm a little confused by this. I swear this house used to be blue, and if you look at our site, there's a picture that the house is tan. So I'll tell you what, first person to go to this open house and tell us what color the front of the house is gets a $25 gas card. So just email us at sales@movingindiana.com and tell us what color the house is. And what's the color the house again, Sam?
Well, it's showing blue in one picture and tan on the other picture. 10606 Hickory Tree Road, Kent Street's open house today from 2 until 4. So
yep, just right off of DuPont Road there in Northwest Fort Wayne. You got to tell us what color it is.
It's a great price. It's a country-sized lot with tons of space to grow, though. So get out and see Ken. And again, that was listed for $224,900.
Again, Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber services a wide range of area here in northern Indiana and even southern Michigan. And we got an open house in Kendallville from 1 to 3, hosted by Sue Teasdale. It's got a double lake lot with 194 feet of lake frontage for only $239,900. And this is at 402 North Shore Drive in Kendallville, Indiana. Short drive for a beautiful vacation home for sure, and a great price. So open 1 to 3. Go see Sue Teasdale with this double lot on a lake with a covered porch, wood fireplace. It's just a wonderful retreat. It's heated and cooled and is in great shape. So for $239,900, you can get 402 North Shore Drive in Kendallville, Indiana. Go check it out from 1 to 3.
And from 2 to 4, Rick Hilker is hosting an open house at 6832 Blue Mist Road in Fort Wayne, listed for $169,900. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath on 2,800 square feet with a 2-car attached garage. Granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, fresh paint, and new flooring all over. Definitely a beautiful property here. Get out and see Rick from 2 to 4 at 6832 Blue Mist Road.
And the last open house we'll have time to talk about today is 10928 Still Hollow Run in Fort Wayne. This is for $134,500. You get this side-load garage home located in popular Northwest Allen County schools. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, 1,400 square foot ranch, nestled on a corner lot with mature trees and delightful gardens and trim shrubbery. So just great curb appeal. The great room features a gas fireplace, cathedral ceiling, and the master suite is kind of split from the other bedrooms. It's got a walk-in closet, full bath with double vanity, tub, shower, natural oak trim, and 6-panel doors. And this beautiful home open 1 to 4 at 10928 Still Hollow Run, hosted by Doug Lucas. And I got to tell you, I love the vaulted ceilings in the great room with the daylight coming in from the skylights. So see this home from 1 to 4. And also be sure to watch some football today. Check out the Parade of Homes. It's going to be a busy but fun Sunday for all of you and me as well. Alongside me is Sam Hartman. I'm Tony Didier from Coldwell Banker Roth Wehrly Graber Real Estate. Check us out on movingindiana.com and contact us with any of your real estate questions. Just email us at sales@movingindiana.com. Because we're moving Indiana and we're moving out of here, and we'll be back again on News Talk 1190 WOWO 92.3 FM next Sunday from 10 to 11. Have a great day.